From across the Twin Tiers, this is WENY News at 11.
Scenes like this one in Niagara Falls happening all across the country as millions of people look to the skies to take in the great American eclipse. But for others, clouds spoiled the day, like this shot we took here in Horseheads. But up in Hornell, though, people were taking in the sights.
What did you guys think when you saw the eclipse? We can kind of see it now. What did you guys think?
It was amazing. Yeah. But when it was, I liked it over there.
Well, good evening. Thanks for joining us for WENY News at 11 o'clock. I'm Nick Quattrini.
From across the Twin Tiers, this is WENY News at 11.
We hope they sit down with us and talk. Otherwise, it's the Republicans who will be driving us straight towards a shutdown tonight and at midnight, and the American people will blame them for bringing the federal government to a halt.
But we'll see where it goes. I mean, we're going to have some more votes, and we'll see where the Democrats come down. I hope we have enough that change their minds that we can get this government open and responsive to the American people.
The war of words continuing tonight between Republicans and Democrats in the fight to keep the government open, even after they failed to pass a spending bill hours ago. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for WENY News at 11 o'clock. I'm Nick Quattrini. The federal government is less than an hour away from a partial shutdown after the last-ditch effort fell short. Erica Brown reports.
This vote, the yeas are 55 and the nays are 45.
A government shutdown is set to take effect after the Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill. Republicans pushed for a measure that extends federal funding at its current levels until mid-November, but Democrats demanded the bill include an extension of Affordable Care Act benefits expiring this year and reverse cuts to Medicaid.
Senate Democrats said no. Why? Because far-left interest groups and far-left Democrat members wanted a showdown with the president.
We need to deal with this health care crisis now, not later. But the Republican bill fails to do that.
President Trump weighed in before the vote Tuesday afternoon.
A lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things.
Furloughs and potential layoffs will halt some government operations, but benefits like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security will continue, although there could be delays. The FDA, USDA, and CDC will continue running in a limited capacity, and essential workers like U.S. military, TSA workers, and air traffic controllers must continue to work without pay.
And coming up later in the show, our Washington correspondent, Brendan Scanlon, he's going to have reaction from local lawmakers on Capitol Hill, and we're going to have continuing coverage of this looming government shutdown still ahead. All right, turning to weather now. Skies remain clear tonight. Temperatures headed into the 40s. Chief Meteorologist Joe Vera standing by to let us know what we can expect to see for tomorrow. Joe?
Well, Nick, it looks like our quiet weather conditions will continue tomorrow as a big area of high pressure builds south out of Canada. At the same time, we continue to track Hurricane Imelda just off the mid-Atlantic coast. This is tracking off to the east, so no direct effects expected across our region, although if you're heading to the coast, increased surf as we head through the next several days. I mentioned high pressure and control locally, and that's not going to change much. In the short term, we're going to be looking at an extended dry period across the region and temperatures briefly dropping back to more seasonable levels as we head through tomorrow and Thursday. But it looks like an ice warming trend just in time for the weekend. Temperatures at this hour mainly in the 50s, although Canastillo has dropped down to 49 degrees. 56 in Penn, 55 in Watkins Glen, Ridgebury coming in at 56 degrees. Also 56 at the Elmira Corning Regional Airport, looking at a dew point of 43. So we still have room for the temperature to drop off several more degrees, and many areas will end up in the low and mid 40s by early tomorrow morning. Some locally dense valley fog is also possible, but that'll quickly burn off and we'll be left with plenty of sunshine through the day, mixed with a few fair weather clouds, about 10 degrees cooler than where we were today. So certainly more fall-like, give you a 5-degree guarantee of 66. But more on the warming trend headed our way for the weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. Well, senior citizens in Chemung County now have another option for a hot meal at an affordable entry price or affordable price every week as part of the county's Eat Well, Live Well program. The Horseheads Masonic Lodge on Main Street will now be open every Tuesday around 11:30 in the morning for those 16 up to get a hot meal. It's now one of 6 meal sites open across Chemung County. Organizers and volunteers say the social aspect is just as important as the health benefits that come along with it.
I know surveys across New York State show that people that participate in the congregate meal programs are happier. They feel less isolated. They feel like their loneliness is not as much as it may have once been.
The cost is $4 a meal, but organizers say they'll never turn somebody away if they can't afford it. Pre-registration is required for any Chemung County congregate meal program. The number to register is at the bottom of your screen. And to help bring more people back to Eldridge Park and the skate park there in Elmira, a grassroots effort is pushing to make improvements there. The skate park was built almost 25 years ago, and as time went on, it fell into disrepair. And to help fix it, the Elmira Skate Park Advocacy Group was formed by a local skater and a former Chemung County legislator. Some officials believe building an entirely new skate park is the answer.
Because it becomes a matter of, do you renovate this? What's the cost? What's the cost to excavate?
If you take a look at the park, in my opinion, that it's beyond renovation. We had gotten a quote on how much it would cost to renovate this area, and it was over $250,000, which is a lot of money.
Plans to move forward for a potential new skate park are in the very early stages. The site could be moved closer to the Anchor Glassworks factory. Petros says they have to fundraise at least $1 million to make a new skate park a reality. Well, New York State Police will be holding a press conference tomorrow to talk about a 2011 cold case. Troopers said Steuben County District Attorney Brooks Baker, along with state police investigators, they're going to talk about the identification of human remains. The press conference will be happening in Canandaigua. State Police did not reveal any further information. WENY News will be there and we'll carry it live on our Facebook page at 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. The Trump administration is set to cut counterterrorism and homeland security funding in New York State by 86%. That's roughly $187 million in lost funding statewide, and the impact will be felt here in the Southern Tier. According to the governor's office, the cuts mean Chemung, Schuyler, Steuben, Tioga, and Tompkins counties will lose over a combined $400,000 in funding from the program. The money would have been spent on equipment purchases, training, and other homeland security initiatives. New York State Attorney General Tish James and 11 other states are suing the White House to stop those cuts. Well, you're looking live at our nation's capital tonight as there's less than an hour to go until federal funding runs out and the government's going to shut down. Coming up, our Washington correspondent will tell us where negotiations currently stand. But first, here's a look at our Crystal City Skycam over Market Street in the city of Corning. Temperatures headed down into the 40s tonight. Joe's going to let us know just how cold it's going to get and how cold tomorrow is going to be. That's coming up later in the show. You're watching WENY News at 11.